Call the meeting back to order. Congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem Martin. And I'd like to thank Councilwoman Harris for assistance with all the details and the cake and the invites. Thank you.
Take those and receive them. Thank you.
All right. Now, next up, we have public comment. You will have 5 minutes to speak. State your name and address. The council will not respond, but will follow up accordingly.
Anne Marie Panessa, 139 Venetian Way. I'm here regarding a collapsed storm drain which has created a sinkhole in my backyard. In front of my driveway, in the public road, there are 2 catch basins. The one located across the street drains into the one in front of my driveway, which outfalls alongside my house into the canal. This outfall pipe has collapsed, creating a 24-inch sinkhole in my backyard. I have contacted Joe Bruner and Josh Stewart in April, and they said there was no easement, so the city will not fix it. Josh Stewart sent me a letter stating that the city is claiming ownership to the catch basin, but not the discharge pipe. Approximately 9 years ago, this same outfall pipe collapsed, and the DPW fixed it. When I mentioned that and asked about a work order, he said he did not have one to his knowledge. I told them both that I would grant an easement access so that it can be fixed. They were not sure how to go about creating an easement. I then contacted Eagle in the MS4 storm drain program. I spoke with Christine on June 28th and June 30th. She told me that she would reach out to the city to see if she could come up with a solution. She called me back and said she spoke with Josh and he told her that it is a private road. It is not a private road. The letter he sent me states that it is a public road. It has always been a public road. This catch basin and outfall pipe are the city's responsibility. In order for this drainage system to function properly, you cannot have one without the other. It is in the city's best interest to fix this broken outfall pipe so that this drainage system can work properly. I'd appreciate if council could get back with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Annie.
Anyone else? Do you want to?
Yeah, I can speak if you want for a few minutes. My name is Jim Felgenauer. I'm at 376 North Avenue here in town. I am the president of Lake St. Clair Fish Cleaning Foundation. And what we are is a nonprofit 501c3. The reason I'm here tonight is I'm seeking to be recognized as a local civic organization for the purposes of applying for charitable gaming with the state of Michigan. Our project is to build a fish cleaning station on Lake St. Clair. We have fish cleaning stations throughout the state of Michigan, but none on the most fished lake in the state here. So we're trying to fill a gap. The reason we're doing this as a nonprofit is that DNR access sites, and we want to put this to Crocker Boat Launch in Harrison Township, are funded through the waterways account, and that's restricted funding. You will notice, for example, right down here at the Algonac DNR launch, that there's not even a picnic table there, because there's no funding available for that. So what we did is we negotiated with the Department of Natural Resources, and they found a funding source to be able to fund the fish cleaning station, the ongoing operation and maintenance of that, that we will pay to have that built. So I started a nonprofit corporation, and we're going to raise about $250,000. It's a very expensive proposition, and we're going to build a fish cleaning station on Lake St. Clair. The importance of that is, and of course, it will be the first time that we will actually have a fish cleaning station on a DNR voting access site in Michigan. So if we could break that barrier, it might make it possible to maybe have one here in Algonac or Marine City or some other DNR boat launches throughout the state. So it's a great project, and I would appreciate your consideration for recognizing us for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing none, city manager report, Mrs. Gerstenberg.
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. An update on our water line verification program. Starting in 2021, the state of Michigan is requiring all communities to replace 5% of their lead and or galvanized water service lines per year. First step is to identify where these water lines are. Per Eagle specifications, a randomly created list of 347 Algonac addresses has been created. All property owners on this list will be receiving letters about the upcoming inspection of their water service lines. The Algonac Water Plant staff will handle most of the inspections with the assistance of DPW. Property owners will be asked to set up times for appointments during the following hours: Mondays 1 to 3, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8:30 to 11:30, or 1 to 3. No appointments on Fridays and Saturdays. An update on the Gulfview Road construction project and water main replacement. There is a tentative start date of Monday, July 17th for that project. And a reminder that tomorrow, July 6th, is Appreciation Day for our boards and commission members at Music in the Park. We hope to see a nice crowd there to honor our board and commission members. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Mrs. Gerstenberg? All right, let's move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of the regular city council minute meetings from June 20th, 2023, and to approve, and miscellaneous business to approve an emergency water line repair for $1,910. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Comments, questions, or concerns? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have no unfinished business, and under new, so we'll move on to new business. 11A is to award the contract for demolition of 1103 Market Street for $15,950. 1103 Market Street was written up for blight violations 44 times since 2013. Numerous unresolved issues included basements full of water, ice hanging from pipes, no drywall on several exterior walls, parts of the ceiling not intact, water coming through the ceiling, debris throughout, visible fecal matter. The home had no water, no gas meter, and no electric meter. The building official, per attached letter dated February 3rd, 2022, ordered that the house be vacated. It was unfit for human occupancy. The house was vacated, has been boarded up. The building official suspended the certificate of occupancy. On April 19th, 2022, the City Council adopted Resolution 2022-05, declaring 1103 Market a nuisance and requiring the property owner to abate the nuisance condition within 30 days. The property owner did not so the city attorney proceeded with circuit court action. On January 30th, 2023, Judge Michael Weth authorized demolition of the property, authorizing a lien on the property for the associated costs incurred by the city. Then the property went into foreclosure, and the property maintenance company requested time to coordinate demolition of the property. On June 20, 2023, they notified the city that they would not be proceeding with demolition. Consequently, the city received 2 bids for demolition, the lowest being S.A. Sartillo for $15,950 plus asbestos removal if needed. There may be additional costs for asbestos removal if asbestos are found during the survey. All costs associated with the demolition will be reimbursed to the city by the property owner via a lien placed on the property to ensure collection. Can I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to award the bid for demolition of 1103 Market Street to S.A. Torello Incorporated in the amount of $15,950 plus the cost of asbestos removal if needed.
Support.
Mayor, I have a question. Do we have an estimate? Cause that's an old farmhouse from probably the 1870s. And more likely it has asbestos. I'd be shocked if it didn't. Do we have any idea what the asbestos cost is?
Mrs. Gerstenberg?
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. Councilman Bembas, we do not at this time. That is why the asbestos survey is in there, and that will tell us whether or not and how much asbestos there is.
Cause you know, we've kind of given it a pre-check, $15,950 plus asbestos removal if needed. We have no idea how much that's gonna cost. And I know that it puts a lien on the property, but I take forever to pay back. Shouldn't there be like a limit? Wouldn't the proper way to be a limit, or am I looking at this incorrectly?
I would believe that once they got in there, the asbestos has to be remedied.
Right.
So it has to be done for Eagle, correct?
I'm just, as far as the bid is, this is the lower bid, but what if the lower bid charged a lot more for the asbestos removal than the higher bid? I guess is what I'm saying.
I guess if I can chime in, having some remediation experience, from being the remediation consultant for Wayne State at one point, all asbestos contractors pretty much price the same job. So if this guy's not licensed by the state to do remediation, they'll probably bring a contractor, and most contractors have to stay within a certain money market for the state, because it's a state-run thing, because it's asbestos. If that helps out at all.
It does.
We still don't know what that cost may be. It may be $6,000, maybe $12,000, but they're all gonna be in the same facilities within.
Exactly.
Mayor Gillis, our experience here in Algonac, we haven't found a lot of asbestos. It's been like caulk around the windows, some tile. It's been very minor.
And just from, personal experience, when we had our old furnace, gravity heat furnace removed, all the pipes were asbestos covered. And so we actually had to leave the house for a few days. And, these old houses, our house is 1897, this one's older than ours. And, so, it's good that we're gonna get reimbursed because there's a lien on that property, but it could take a very long time before we get that money back. And I guess that's what my concern is.
Any other comments or concerns? Hearing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Councilman Beckus,
Yes.
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Councilman Carter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Davy.
Yes.
Mayor Gillis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we're being asked to approve a DPW concrete pad for a replacement generator. In February 2022, St. Clair County Commissioner David Van Den Bosch offered the city of Algonac an opportunity to benefit from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 Economic Stimulus Funds recently received by St. Clair County. Funds were made available for Scout Park and the replacement of the existing 1970 Gen 5 generator at DPW. The total cost of the generator was estimated to be $34,000, with $7,585, 23%, being paid by the city of Algonac, and $26,415, 77% being paid by the St. Clair County ARPA funds. A new concrete pad was needed at DPW to support the newly installed generator. Can I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to approve payment for the new concrete pad to DPW to CR Concrete LLC, whose address is 8681 Marsh Road, Algonac, in the amount of $1,800.
Support.
Comments, questions, or concerns?
Thank you, Commissioner Van.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Councilman Carter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Davy.
Yes.
Mayor Gillis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin.
Yes.
Councilman Bembas.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we're being asked to approve repairs to the water plant filter unit number 4. The water plant has 4 filter units. Last year, the blocks and tubes were replaced on units 1, 2, and 3. This year, we'll only replace the blocks and tubes on unit 4. The water plant staff will perform this work. The lead time is estimated at 12 to 14 weeks. Attached is a quote from our filter manufacturer, Filmtech. Clay Township is responsible for 64.4226%, and the city of Algonac is responsible for 35.5774 of this cost. This project is pending approval by the St. Clair County Board of Trustees on July 17, 2023. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve repairs to the water plant filter unit number 4 from Filmtech Corporation. The address is 5400 Dewey Hill Road, Keene, Minnesota, in the amount of $35,253, pending approval of the Clay Township Board of Trustees on July 17th, 2023.
Support.
Comments, questions, or concerns? And Public Service Superintendent Joshua Stewart is here if council has questions for him. Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Councilman Harder?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davy?
Yes.
Mayor Gillis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Bembas?
Yes.
Councilman Blair?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we're being asked to approve water plant SCADA program for $7,745. The water plant currently operates using SCADA computer system, which is in a control room at the plant. It's used by operations and management for the process of monitoring and automation. SCADA stands for Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition. In December 2022, the SCADA program went through a significant upgrade. This recent upgrade identified numerous programming gaps, including alarms not dispatching for water tower overflow, low levels in storage tanks, generator running, or power loss. Safeguards needed in the event of communication is lost due to power outage, signal loss, or other interference. Display monitor for clarity of water per machine per day. Attaches a quote from UIS SCADA to complete these programming gaps. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve water plant SCADA programming alarm repairs from UIS SCADA, whose address is 2290 Bishop Circle East, Dexter, Michigan, the amount of $7,745, and direct the city manager to sign the contract on behalf of the city.
Support.
Comments, questions, or concerns?
Mayor Gillis?
Yes.
I have a question, I don't know if it's for our city manager or possibly for Josh. This is for 1 year, correct?
It's for the lifespan of the SCADA.
Right, this is for a 1 year term though. Do they offer a significant discount? if we
It's
use-
for the installation, it's not a recurring cost, so
I
it'd
see.
be
That
a
was my question.
one-time.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Anyone else? Hearing none, could I have a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Davy?
Yes.
Mayor Gillis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Bembas?
Yes.
Councilman Blair?
Yes.
Councilman Carter?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we're being asked to approve water plant intake diving inspections for $7,514.17. Every 5 years, Eagle requires the water filtration plant to have raw water intake in the St. Clair River inspected to ensure there is no damage or obstruction. Last inspection was performed in 2018. 3 proposals were received, with Commercial Diving and Marine Services Incorporated being the lowest at $7,514.17. It is recommended to proceed with the low bidder. Can I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to approve water plant intake diving inspection with Commercial Diving and Marine Services Incorporated. Their address is 1020 Wadums Road, Kimball, Michigan, in the amount of $7,514.17.
Support.
Comments, questions, or concerns? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Gillis?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Bembas?
Yes.
Councilman Blair?
Yes.
Councilman Carter?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davy?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we're being asked to adopt Resolution 2023-15, directing the administration to create ballot language for electors to consider the establishment of a special assessment district supporting fire department services. Attached is a resolution directing administration to create ballot language for the establishment of a special assessment district supporting fire department services at the election scheduled for February 27th, 2024, alternate date August 6th, 2024. A special assessment is not a tax, it is a charge levied on a property within a specific area. The millage is attached. Due to a lack of full-time funding and/or staffing, some communities have decided that they will only respond to medical calls if the local ambulance cannot respond within 8 minutes. When a heart attack occurs, by 9 minutes, severe brain damage is likely, and after 10 minutes, the chances of survival are low. Algonac is requesting the special assessment district to maintain the current 3 to 5 minute response time the city of Algonac residents have come accustomed to. The faster the response time, the less damage to personal property and the better chance of survival. Calls for medical service in Algonac have increased 118% since 2010. The 1 full-time fire department employee and paid-on call staff are struggling to keep up with the demand. While the special assessment may also fund the purchase and maintenance of fire vehicles, apparatuses, and equipment, the desperate need at this time is for additional full-time staff. Public Act 33 of 1951 permits the city of Algonac to establish a special assessment district within its municipal boundaries. The proposed 1 mil special assessment district would cost the average residential home with a 62,000 taxable value $62 a year, or $5.16 a month, or just 17 cents per day. Based on all current taxable real and personal properties, the estimated amount to be collected by the special assessment is estimated to be $130,000. The overall millage rate for Algonac will remain the lowest of all St. Clair County cities. 3 of the 8 cities and 18 of the 23 townships in St. Clair County have similar funding mechanisms for their police and/or fire services. If passed in February 2024, the special assessment would be added on to the summer tax bill as a separate line item beginning with the 2024 summer tax bill. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 2023-15, directing administration to create ballot language for electors to consider the establishment of special assessment district pursuant to PA 33 of 1951 to support fire department services.
Support.
Comments, questions, or concerns?
Yes, I think it's important for residents to understand what this is. We had, during our budget session meeting, we had talked about this. And it was, the majority of council wants to have this go to the voters instead of, you know, us deciding. There was a question of possibly, starting a fire authority with Clay Township. That necessarily, I don't think, would be something that the voters, would do. I think that giving the residents a chance to decide on this is the best way to go about this. I do have a question, Mr. Mayor, for Ms. Gerstenberg. Now, I looked at the, Act 33 of 1951. Now, I just wanna try to clear some things up for me. It reads that this is to be put towards like equipment, maintenance, and things like that, not to make up for payroll for employees, am I right?
Mrs. Gerstenberg.
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. Councilwoman Davy, it can be used for all of those things, including personnel.
And just to, like I said, to make the residents understand that if you watch council meetings, when we approve things that the fire department needs, these things come out of the general fund. And we have a lot of things that we need to do in the city. If we, I hope doesn't happen, have an issue with getting the Spark grant, that general fund is going to be what gets us a new pool. So anything that we can do to find other ways to support our fire department and still keep our general fund intact for the things that we need to have, seriously needs to be considered. And like I said, we have one of the lowest in the county, and I was looking, the city of Algonac is number 2 in ratings of cost of living. And the lowest places, cost of living. And in order to, it's important to pay attention to our fire department and do what it is that they need to have. And that's all I got.
I would agree with Councilman Davy. The fire department, just like the city of Algonac, has evolved, and what might have worked 30, 40, 50 years ago is different than what it is today. They're basically EMTs on our fire department. And when we read here saying about, responding in 8 minutes for a heart attack and everything, our population is a lot older in Algonac. We're no longer a community of young kids, we're more of a community like me, senior citizens, or like Ray down there.
Ouch.
Sorry, Ray, nothing but love for that. And so there's more runs than what used to be. It takes more personnel, it takes higher trained personnel also to do good job. This proposal, still keeps our taxes low. Believe me, anybody hates taxes, it's me. It keeps, still, our taxes are gonna be lowest, one of the lowest cities, if not the lowest in all of St. Clair County. And we get to ensure we still have a top-notch, independent fire department, with the great staff that we already have on it.
I concur, saves one life, it's worth it.
I agree, Mayor Gillis, I just wanna say I agree with that, with the fire department, it's very important that we stay on top of this and make sure that we get what we need. We all live here too, so I agree.
We love you, Joe.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I just have a comment, and that is that, I'm thinking that this is going to lead to, more full-time, because we have 2 now, I believe, full-time in the fire department, but, that would help us with 24-hour coverage with additional personnel coming from this village.
Right now, we have 1 full-time person. In the most recent budget, the city council approved for a 2nd full-time person, but that person has not been hired as of yet. And it had been proposed by our fire chief, Joe Dunn, that a 3rd person would be added, and that would provide us with 24/7 coverage.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin.
Yes.
Councilman Bembas.
Yes.
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Councilman Carter.
Yes.
Councilwoman Davy.
Yes.
Mayor Gillis.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we're being asked to adopt resolution 2023-16, recognizing Lake St. Clair Fish Cleaning Foundation as a local nonprofit. Lake St. Clair Fish Cleaning Foundation is a certified 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization located in the city. Their goal is to raise funds to build and maintain a fish cleaning station at the Clinton River Cutoff, DNR boating access site in Harrison Township. In order to obtain a license from the state to conduct any fundraisers, the State of Michigan Charitable Gaming Division requires a local governing body to recognize the existence of such nonprofits within the community. Attached is a required local governing body resolution for charitable gaming license for city council review and approval. Can I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to adopt local governing body resolution for charitable games license 23-16, recognizing Lake St. Clair Fish Cleaning Foundation as a non-profit organization within the city of Algonac.
Comments, questions, or concerns?
Mayor Gillis, I guess I have a comment, if I may. This is here in Algonac, but the fish cleaning station is gonna be in Harrison Township, is that what I'm to assume?
That's correct, and I did, approach Harrison Township, and actually, through a discussion with, somebody at Charitable Gaming, they said that the resolution has to be passed by the, local municipality of the address of the organization, not the address of the project.
I guess my question is, do we have the option to get a fish cleaning station right here in Algonac?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
Do we have the opportunity to get a fish cleaning station here in Algonac opposed, or in concurrence with the Harrison Township, or?
What this does is it opens up the possibility to have other fish cleaning stations on DNR boating access sites. Currently, all of the fish cleaning stations in Michigan are on either municipal properties or the exception would be Sterling State Park. And again, that's a different funding source. The state park fund is not waterways, doesn't come from the waterways account. As I understand it, and Jim Creighton is no longer with Quality Manufacturing and Machining, but at one time he provided a quote, I think, to the city of Algonac. So, there's nothing really stopping that from occurring here. If the city of Algonac wants to do that, you know, they certainly can on a municipal property. There's one in St. Clair, there's one in Marysville, there's one in Port Huron as well. The fish cleaning station that we're trying to build will actually duplicate the one up at the, St. Clair Harbor Club, right on the Pine River in St. Clair, so, we're just trying to open a door. In a lot of cases, the only access, for example, in Harrison Township is on state property. Of course, you have the Metro Park down there, and that's a whole different ballgame with the Metropolitan Authority, but, there's nothing to stop Algonac from having one. It's an expensive project. And, you know, I would certainly be willing to work on that, once my time is free. I have some other, I'm president of our Sturgeon for Tomorrow chapter, and I'm also involved in the Lake Erie Advisory Committee with the DNR. I do tree plantings with Relief Michigan, so I'm pretty tied up these days, but certainly, we would love to see it. And one of the things too, I think that's important, if you don't mind, is that a lot of people ask me, why don't we get one in Algonac, right? Why don't we get one in Marine City? When can we get one here? So hopefully, if the city isn't able to do that at some point, you know, hopefully it'll open up the opportunity. You know, we have potentially another county park right down here on the St. Clair River. And we have an already existing large DNR boating access site, and you know, we would love to have one here. And it might open up the opportunity to actually put one on the DNR access, is what I'm hoping for.
That was my question. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Pro Tem Martin,
Yes.
Councilman Bembas,
Yes.
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Councilman Carter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Davy,
Yes.
Mayor Gillis.
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Next up, we're being asked to approve accounts payable.
I make a motion to approve accounts payable and payroll in the amount of $165,007.67.
Support.
Comments, questions, or concerns? Hearing none, could I have a roll call, please?
Councilman Bembas,
Yes.
Councilman Blair.
Yes.
Councilman Carter,
Yes.
Councilwoman Davy,
Yes.
Mayor Gillis,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Items for our next agenda, Mrs. Gerstenberg.
Thank you, Mayor Gillis. We will have the demolition award for 144 Channelside and nuisance abatements at 809 Summer and 810 Townsend Crescent West.
Thank you.
Could I add, I don't know if this would be a next agenda item, or if you'd rather me say it during closing comments, but I think we should do it now. Okay. Lions did an excellent pickerel tournament. I know we've had communications issues with the Lions in the past. I would ask the city to meet with the Lions, and maybe Kathy Harris, since she is a Lion and a city council person, so we can get an update on what went good and what didn't go good, and what we can improve on and what the Lions need to improve on, just so we keep the information flowing and nobody feels that they don't know.
Mrs. Gerstenberg.
Mayor Gillis, the city and the Algonac Lions worked excellent together this pickerel tournament. We've had no issues whatsoever. We have already talked with the Lions and the Sheriff's Office and started our after-action reports. So everything has been going very well. In fact, they have an installation dinner, I think, next Wednesday. They've invited a number of city people to attend that, so things have been going very well with the Lions.
Council comments? Councilman Bembas?
Nothing too much, but tomorrow at Music in the Park, we're honoring all the volunteers of the Algonac Run Boards and Commissions, as well as Gail will be out there with the crew selling duck tickets for Halloween in the Neck. Well, I'll be out there taking Gail's place, but it's that time, pickleball tournament's over, so guess what's next? Halloween. So get your duck tickets so that we can get all the bounce houses and all that good stuff for October 21st. And we'll leave it at that.
Councilman Blair.
Thank you everybody for coming out. And congratulations to Ray on his 150 years of service, 50 years of service. I heard good things about the Pickerel Festival, so I'm glad that went off without any major complications or problems. I was able to enjoy the fireworks on that evening as well, with very limited mosquitoes, which was super rare, and no pelting fish flies this year, so that was fabulous. Weather's gonna get real warm, look out for your neighbor in the heat, and everybody have a great night, thanks for coming out.
Councilman Carter.
I too would like to congratulate and let Mayor Pro Tem Martin know how much we appreciate his service so many years. He's a great example to our community. Was a great weekend. I got to enjoy Sunday, as I was out of town part of the week. It was great to see, even in the rain, people having a good time and enjoying the parade. Be careful and enjoy the weather.
Councilwoman Davey.
Mr. Martin. See, I'm not, some of these guys thought this was a roast, it's not a roast.
Should be.
You know, we can do one of those, another, yeah, cause that would just be fun. Congratulations, sir, and you are always gonna be with us because, we flipped through that wedding album and there you are. Which, it could be a good thing, could be, depends on the day. I want to say thank you to the people who stopped by to say hello to my daughter and I, and even Nikolai for a little bit, when we were helping out with the car show, little racetrack thing, for the ARC. We have a raffle going on, so if anyone, I might take a couple, with me for tomorrow night's Michigan Park thing, hopefully it doesn't rain. I think that the Pickerel tournament went well. There are, just a couple of the kinks, but this is the first time. Safety is the most important thing, and that's why, we're doing this. And next year, we'll know, like Denise said, there's a better relationship with everybody. All I got to say is the parking, where people thought that they could park this year. There were people parked on Smith Street, not off to the side of the street, mind you, on Smith Street. Parking was crazy. But I think it went really, really well. And that's all I got.
Councilwoman Harris.
I wanna thank everybody that came to honor Ray for his proclamation on his longevity on city council, 50 years. We sure appreciate you. Institutional knowledge is not to be lost. Denise, I'd appreciate it if you would please look into the easement issues at 139 Venetian Way and get back with us in 2 weeks and let us know what that's all about. I also wanna thank, the Algonac Lions Club for the 85th Pickerel Tournament. It was fun. We had a really good time. But I want to give a special thank you to Chief Joe and Kathy Doan for your treatment of my granddaughter. Thank you very much. And that's all I got.
Mayor Pro Tem Martin.
Yes, I'd like to thank everyone for this 50 years recognition. Seeing that there was something to be said on the agenda and not explained, I had no idea. And 50 years went extremely fast. And I got to know a lot of people personally through those years, being a council person, and all the employees that have passed through here over the years. I respect them and I thank them for their efforts on the city's behalf. So, that being said, this is a great honor. Thank you. Pickerel tournament went well, in my observation, and I think if it's possible to keep the fireworks and parade on separate days, that's important for the festival, and I think that went well. lot of activity at my house, for those 2 days especially, on the 4th, so. I thank everybody in Algonac for being who and what we are, and let's keep moving forward. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to say congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem Martin. I remember my dear graduation in 5th grade. You came and spoke. And my dad knew you because you guys shot pool together, and I thought it was so cool that my dad knew the mayor. So congratulations, I think you're probably, that's gonna be probably the longest term at, you know, people don't stay in this work for that long because some days it's tough. So I tip my hat to you. I agree about the pickerel tournament. I think everything went well. Thank you to the Algonac Lions for a great event. I mean, everything but that cabin cruiser who decided that the explosion zone was a fun place to drive his boat. Which delayed the Pickard fireworks for 10 minutes, but you know, hey, we still got through it. The Jack of Spades raffle is now over for the month, and there will be a new one starting up in August. Those are gonna be $5 a ticket, and that is going to benefit the Friends of the Algonac Library, and they are going to be wanting to build a patio behind the library, so that's where that money will go to for the next Jack of Spades raffle. So hopefully we can get that funded. Tomorrow night's Music in the Park is the Meldrum Brothers, everybody's favorite Algonac hometown band, and we will also be recognizing all of our boards and commissions. We will have Scalisi's Pizza there, and I think that's all I have. With that, motion to adjourn.
Would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned.